When was the last time you saw anything on LeBron James and PEDs?
At home against the Pelicans. Short. Austin Reeves is there to get the fresh 14 for the Lakers. LeBron! Look out below!
Yo, this is Tribe with Yo Tribe Sports Bag. As you can see, I am back in the kitchen, dropping it like I always do. I'm cooking it up just for you. Sports talk at its best. This time around, you know what it's about. You saw the thumbnail. But before we do any of this, can you do a brother a solid? And that is subscribe to this channel. Yes, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the alarm bell. And let me know you appreciate this kind of content, because I appreciate making this kind of content for you. And based on my analytics, a strange thing happened when I did check my YouTube analytics. There are several people, hundreds, who have watched my video, a significant amount of that video as well, but they have not given me the thumbs up. They have not subscribed. They probably didn't hit the alarm bell either. Why is that? Give me the encouragement. Give me the peace of mind of making this kind of content and you liking it. That's a good deal for all of us. Let's beat Mr. Algorithm. Also, I want 1,000 subscribers, at least my first 1,000. The road to 1 million begins somewhere. Let's not start with 1,000. 1,000 subscribers is what we would like first before we go anywhere else. Do that for us. I want a large sporting community so we can get down for our crown to the very last compound. With that said, let's handle this business at hand. I know why you're here. You know why you're here. You saw the thumbnail. LeBron James. What is wrong with LeBron James? Of course, under normal circumstances, you probably would wonder, what? Well, that is a rhetorical question. It's a rhetorical question because the real question should be, what is wrong with the Lakers as a whole? LeBron James is having an absolute record-breaking year. He's tying his high in his career with 30 points per game. There isn't anything not to like about LeBron. Even throughout all the injuries, in his 19th season at 37 years old, he's doing what no one else has done in his position in the NBA's entire history. His 19th season, are you kidding? No one else has done it. If you look at the list of names of people who have come close to doing what LeBron James has been doing and has been effective, you look at Kobe Bryant, he's second on the list, and he has 22 points and change that he averaged. Come on. Along with that, you have the other players who are named players and Hall of Famers, and rightfully so. But in their 19th season, Shaquille O'Neal, 9.2 points a game. Kevin Garnett, 6.5 points per game. Thanks for playing, but they weren't playing. Come on now, think you drive through. This is not what LeBron is doing. He's leading his team, and currently they're a 9th seed. They're part of the playing game. If things continue in the winning ways, they'll be part of it. If they can't continue to win, they won't be part of it. But if they're going to be part of it, it's going to come down exclusively to LeBron James being the leader that's going to get them there, whether you like it or not. You know, I've been a part of several Facebook groups, several social media groups for years when it came down to basketball or other sports. But then you have your people who are in these groups who do not like LeBron James, and they let the disdain for LeBron get in the way of logic. They don't care what he does. No matter what he does, they're always going to be upset. I know why they're upset, but I'm not going to make this video about anyone outside of LeBron in terms of comparison and contrast. So take it from there. But LeBron, what he's doing right now, he's helping his team. And without him, they're not going to win. It is that simple. Say what you want about LeBron James, call him a stat patter. It doesn't even make sense, because when you're in position to try to get into the playoffs, you have the 9th seed right now. What is he supposed to do? Not play anymore? When he passes to a player and they make a play, you claim he's scared to take the last shot. When he's taking the last shot and he misses, you complain about that too and you ridicule him. But he continues to do these things and has been doing them for several years, and he's playing at an immensely high level this year, and you can't seem to stand that either. You let your illogical thoughts come into reality, and it's not reality. LeBron James, if his team is going to do anything, it's going to come down to him. For his team to be in contention, he has to put up those numbers. You know why? Because no one else is. We already know the types of players that are on his team. If you wanted to name them, you know Melo, you know Dwight Howard, you know Russell Westbrook, you know these players, Anthony Davis. You talk about all of these players that are around him, especially the named players who will be Hall of Famers one day, but not today. They're not in their prime. LeBron is not even in his prime. The only prime player you have is Anthony Davis, and he can't stay healthy. He's as reliable as a McDonald's milkshake machine. He's never working. So what are they supposed to do? Let the one who has the hot hand the most consistently try to win the games, and it happens to be LeBron James, whether you want to believe it or not. The deal is this as well. If you listen to social media, you're crazy for doing it. You have to have your own thoughts. You have to be a critical thinker. There aren't many critical thinkers around. They claim now he's using PEDs. Well, this is the same guy they said wasn't any good, that he's this and that he's probably a stat pattern, all of this other nonsense. But then you've seen him doing this extraordinary work in basketball that you've never seen before, and you want to bring the PED nonsense into the mix. When was the last time you saw anything on LeBron James and PEDs? You haven't. You're making it up. And if you hate him, you're taking it as truth as you're making it up. So let's not get into that rabbit hole of nonsense as you're trying to look and analyze LeBron James. You can have critics. I criticize LeBron James. I think he shouldn't speak on politics, but he does. But I digress. The bottom line is he is the best basketball player on the Lakers right now. He doesn't have to be the best basketball player in the NBA anymore. That's why you brought these other players in. They're not helping the way they should be helping, in the capacity in which they should be helping. We've seen it all year long. We've heard about it all year long. Let's not have selective memories now and not realize that Russell Westbrook has been somewhat of an issue, if not an issue. How all of these older players getting injured, not really contributing when they're needed. Let's not act like that has not happened. And he's doing something right. For even his haters to think that something is wrong in terms of PED, he's doing something extraordinary that you simply just don't like. And for whatever reason it is, if you're a lover of basketball, you can appreciate the basketball player that's playing well, whether he's on your team, not on your team, if you like him and hate him. That's a basketball fan. But we already know the reason for contention with many LeBron haters. Once again, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to continue on. He rarely misses games. LeBron has spent over $1 million a year and the upkeep of his body. And you're seeing the results every time he goes out there. He's playing at a high level. He's playing with other players who are on a high level, and he's being dominant when he needs to be dominant. And sometimes he's just dominant because he just happens to be in a zone the night in which he just dominates. You have to accept those things, because whether you're a lover or a hater, he's going to do his job. And so far, his job has made the Lakers a number 9 seed. They're in line for the play-in game. And we know that once you get into the playoffs, a whole new season starts. A whole lot of things can happen. Anthony Davis, who's also injured, always injured, he may be around. Maybe he gives them that boost on that small scale in terms of time in the playoffs, in which he could stay healthy and they could probably do something. And am I going to predict a championship? No, I'm not going to go that far, but I think with every piece in place and the stars aligning the right way, the way that some people saw in the offseason when these names were signed or added to this roster, I can see something instead of nothing. I know some would be happy out there if nothing did happen, because then they could continue to ridicule LeBron and all this other stuff. What's up with the hate? The numbers prove it. Yeah, he has the longevity, but it also takes something to have that longevity. He's proving that as well. All of these Hall of Famers on his team, he's the top player. Even right now, it's not even disputable. Enjoy LeBron James while you can. And while you're enjoying LeBron James, you can see right here, I have a few videos that are sports related, basketball, football, whatever it is, because this is a sports channel. I'm glad that you decided to join me today, and I'm glad that you listened to this spiel. Comment in the comment box. Let me know what you're thinking about it. Until next time.